What is up, Broncos country? We are here again with another fantastic episode with the Buckem crew. And we have quite a good topic, quite a few topics to get into. Uh, who has the most to prove on this Broncos roster? Which rookie will have the most impact? Uh, let's join the discussion and we'll see. Oh, and you already know, if it ain't about the Broncos, Buckem.
Okay, let's go.
What is up, you guys? What is up, viewers, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining. Tonight, I am your host, Fanatic Dak. Unfortunately, Michael couldn't join us. He's on a trip. We'll let him do his thing, but he's here with us in spirit. We always got love for you, Michael. So if you tune into this, you know what we do here. Anyways, how are you guys doing today?
Doing good. Hanging in there.
Yeah? How was your
Mhm.
weekend, guys?
Yeah, short.
Okay,
You said
hopefully
the
short and
weekend,
sweet.
right?
Yeah.
It was
And
very
what
short.
about you, Kinley?
Oh, weekend's good. Weekend was good. Can't complain.
Mhm.
Ready to get into it.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into it. We got quite a few good topics that we're going to touch on. Tomorrow is the 16th, and I'm looking at the time and I'm like, oh my God, where has the time gone?
Telling you.
July 16th, rookies report to training camp, you guys. And let's jump right into one of our topics of this magnificent show. And let me tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are viewing this right now, please share, like, and subscribe. We will gladly appreciate it. Leave your comments, all the love and support, even the feedback, even if it's bad criticism, we can take it. We got thick skin, right, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, he's been working out. Don't get
Fans of the
scared.
Broncos, we can definitely take it.
All right. So being that tomorrow the rookies do report to training camp tomorrow. Ladies first, I'm going to start with you, Jazz. Which rookie that was drafted by the Broncos will have the most impact going into the season?
It's so hard to pick because I'm between Pat Bryant and RG Harvey. Um, I want to say I'm gonna say RJ Harvey. Just because, as we discussed before in the past, the running game, when we were just terrible. And so now that we have J.K. Dobbins, who I feel will like have that better role and be the leader, I think that RG Harvey, is going to be the foreseeable starting RB1. So I'm expecting for him to, maybe start a little bit slow, but towards the end of the year, really have a lot of impact and take on a lot of the load. So he's going to be my pick as far as who's going to be just who we're looking at the most in regards to our rookies.
Will we get an offensive rookie of the year out of RJ Harvey?
I wouldn't push it. I wouldn't push it.
Okay.
I think we need to see first. We have no idea what we're walking into, which is always really scary. So let's see how he performs, and then we can have that discussion later on as the season begins. Yeah.
Can't really put all our eggs in one basket, I guess.
I never do.
I like that thought process you got. Now, Kinley, give me your thoughts on this topic, sir. I know we did have the poll out on our Twitter page. RJ Harvey, we listed Jahdae Barron as the two, but this is of course any rookie, that you can choose from, and I'm all ears, bro. Let me know.
Oh man, any rookie? Well, I guess I got to go with the same one I got on the poll in Jahdae Barron.
Mhm.
And reasons why, you still have the injury concerns with Riley Moss. You don't know if he's going to stay healthy the full season. So Jahdae has big shoes to fill, but I really feel like he can do it. Just hearing the reports that come out of the organization. He's smart, instinctive. He plays fast. And I'm a Texas guy. I saw it a lot at Texas, and I feel like Jahdae on this defense will have the most impact out of all the rookies. Just his ability and what he can do, ball hawk, big hitter. So Jade for me is going to have the biggest impact. And could he be a defensive player of the year? It's a possibility.
Tune in and find out for the season.
Rookie,
That's kind of what it is.
rookie defensive player of the year. Sorry about that, but
No,
yes,
I knew what you were going at with that,
Yeah.
bro. I love the selection. Yeah, he's so instinctive, phenomenal player. It just you look at the depth that we had last season, and it was rough. Other than with aside from having a Riley Moss, you saw the drop back, the step back that we took on defense, specifically in the secondary, lacking that depth. The Broncos ranked 19th in pass defense, according to Pro Football Reference, which was, I can see why the Broncos were eyeballing Jade Barron, who's a blue chip prospect, for this roster, and saying, hey, weapons are on offense as well as defense, right? And they went ahead and took care of that. Jade Barron, you can line him up in the dime position. You can line him up in the nickel on the boundary. You name it. He's a special talent. But do you mind if I give you guys my choice?
Yeah.
Say the
Who
punter.
do you have?
RJ Harvey, and just last season left me with a nasty taste in my mouth. I'll be honest with you, ladies and
Sure.
gentlemen. RJ Harvey, when he was drafted, surprised a lot of people, right? I had him ranked as my seventh running back in this draft class. Shame on me. Let me smack my hand, because the more I watched him, the tape that he had, oh my God, I'm like, where did I go wrong? Such a talent that the Jacksonville Jaguars wanted him, right? They were a team that wanted him, or eyeballing him, and they were kind of a little salty when we snatched him up from under him. Pat Bryant was another one that you mentioned, Jazz, that the Jags had eyes for, It's like, don't be drooling over my girl here. This is mine now. It's my thing. We ain't doing that, So
Yeah.
with that being said, RJ Harvey, George Payton, I think it was the one when they did the interview, they said, hey, he has the best. They labeled him as probably one of the best running backs to have the best vision in the draft class.
I'd agree with that.
You saw, you see how he hits the hole, and then he keeps his eyes up, his head up, downfield, and then makes a move to the gap. The jump cut is just disgusting, breaking ankles worthy.
Yeah.
You wanted a joker, in this offense, and he is no joke. He is a joker though. Breaking ankles, like I said, he could be a 3-down back, but let's be real here. We know that Sean Payton isn't really going to utilize his backs as such. He does the rotational type of thing. And then to touch on, he was number 2 behind Ashton Janty, and I want to say 15 plus, rushes 15 plus or more. I think he had 34. Janty had 36, type of thing. Very impressive. Like I said, a lot of our run offense, rushing, was just left a lot to be desired, where we were constantly running into that 3 and outs, and it really hurt us. And you know what, you guys, I think, and here's why I think RJ Harvey, the more, because you pair him with a veteran like J.K. Dobbins, that gives you a 1-2 punch, keeps our backs fresh, and keeps the offense on the field. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's what we need. This is going to elevate the offense that much more, and to potentially, what I'm saying, it could be a top 5 offense in this NFL. I think we'd love to see that. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Jazz. Yeah.
I'll let ladies first. Go ahead.
Ladies first.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, I definitely think it's going to be, RJ Harvey can be a 3-down back, but I do think, to your point, Sean Payton loves just to rotate them, just because it is good to keep them fresh. It could be a long season. We'll most likely make it to the playoffs. If we make it further, you want to have everyone as healthy as possible. But I do think that RJ Harvey is going to be great. Well, I'm hoping that he's going to be great. One of the things that kind of confuses me is, why was he so under the radar? When we were talking about running backs during the off season, we were talking about your Genties and your Junkins and all the big names, right? But RJ Harvey was kind of not really talked about much. But to your point, when we did select him in the draft, and I looked at some of the tape, I'm like, man, this guy he is good.
Seemed like he
And I'm
was the
surprised that
offense
he
when he was.
wasn't in the topic of the conversations in regards to, draft picks or for running back. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs this upcoming season. But I think that he's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, and you pair that with the running the number one win block rate with the running, running block.
Bluetooth connected.
Sorry, was that me? I apologize.
You're connected.
Anyway, go ahead. That was scary.
I mean, yeah, I with RJ Harvey, I'll be honest, I wanted us to get him, but I felt like we should have double dipped at running back. I wanted us to get him later, and I guess they felt that they saw enough to where they're like, hey, we like him over all the others, because I won't deny it. I didn't have him at the top, and
Right.
then the more I deep dived into his game, I was like, I see what they see. And can he be a 3-down back? He can, but like y'all said, Sean Payton won't use him that way. He still has pass protection issues that he needs to work on, and he was not told to do that much at UCF.
Right.
So, I believe it'll definitely be like, that 1-2 punch. This offense will be top 10. Do I want to give them top 5? Yes. But like you said, we got to see it. We got to see it unfold. Do I think they can be top 10? I do believe that they can be top 10. We'll have a run game again. Not to mention, like, I do expect a little bit of a struggle because RJ Harvey is coming into this offense, and we've already acknowledged that it's not easy for rookies to learn this offense. And so I still think he'll get more opportunities. So he'll get more touches and opportunities. And that's why I feel like he'll be a 1,000-yard back, because he's going to get more opportunities and touches than J.K. Dobbins. Not any shot to J.K. at all, but we want you to stay fresh. We want to hold you back from getting beat up all game long, so especially with the injuries you come back from. So, but I'm excited to see it. They report to camp tomorrow. Can't wait to see all the reports that come out. So, Broncos football is almost back, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Next topic of discussion for the show, and I'll start with you this go around, Kinley. Which player on this roster has the most to prove? Give me two of them, two players.
Two players, man. Oh, I would have to say right now, Audric Estime, to me, has the most to prove, because you got put in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Like, you legit were drafted, and you were supposed to take that job from Javonte Williams. You were supposed to be the guy. You had fumbling issues, not really that great at pass blocking. And I just feel now you're at the bottom of the depth chart. They went out and got Harvey. They signed J.K. Dobbins. Jaleel McLaughlin is a Sean Payton guy. You have work to do. You definitely have the most to prove, because you were supposed to be that guy. But they got hurt, and we hadn't seen him since week 4. And come playoff time, they scratched Estime, and they went with Bidet, someone who hadn't touched a football in legit over 14 weeks. Yeah. And so that should tell you something right there. Like, Sean put you in the doghouse. You have the most to prove right now, because you're not guaranteed a roster spot.
So there was a clip put out, Kinley, and I want your thoughts about it, because you pointed out something to me that I kind of really didn't pay too much attention to. I'm like, great, this guy, he's putting in the work to improve on his craft. The clip about him running the drills, the cuts. Give me your thoughts of what you saw there.
Man, I loved it. I did love it. That he's working on cuts and doing all that kind of stuff, but he still got that ball out there, like he's carrying it like a loaf of bread every time he makes a cut. And if you don't think DBs are going to see that and watch that and try to time their punch, they know when you stick your foot in the ground, you're going to stick that ball out. You're going to have it out here because you're trying to generate all that. So, like, I want that tuck. Like, you can make a cut, keep it tight. Keep it tight. I want to see, that elbow in that armpit. I don't want to see it out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something he still needs to work on. I'm not a running back expert, but as a defender, like, I'm noticing that. Like, okay, he's going to cut in this hole. That ball's going to be extended out. He's going to get it away. His elbow's going to go away from his armpit. So, hey, punch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you just want to see him clean that up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, I love the work that he's putting in. He's definitely slimmed down a little bit. You know,
he
he
does look cleaner.
doesn't look like a big old bruiser anymore. He seems a little quicker, a little
And
faster.
I think he's
So-
only 21 going into his 22 season.
Yeah.
So he's young, which means J.K. Dobbins had a 1-year deal. Does he eventually surprise people in training camp? That'll be something to look out for. The running back competition will be something to look at. Definitely, 4 running backs. You can name 5 maybe that are going to be in the thick of things. Jazz, give me yours, and then I'll bounce back to you, Kinley, for your other person, and I'll give mine afterwards.
Yeah, just one thing on Estimate. He's definitely on a bubble. He was so underwhelming last season that sometimes I forget that he's on the team, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely. It's nice to see him, working out and working on his jump cuts. Like, that's great. But to Kinley's point, like you really need to protect the ball. And I felt like that's what got him in the doghouse before is
Right.
just the fumbling issues. And so, yeah, we really need him to clean that up. I don't think he's going to be the guy. That's just my take. I think that we got RJ Harvey for a reason. And so maybe he makes the roster, but I don't know, guys. It's a packed room for receivers and for the running backs. So
Crowded for sure.
we have to really see.
He's definitely got work to do.
Yeah, for sure. But moving on to who has the most approved. Actually, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to give you like a room, like a unit, and not just like one person.
Let's hear it.
I think it's a safety core for defense. So I'm going to wait till it circles back to me to give you my other unit. But the safety core, so Talanoa Hufanga and Brandon Jones. We all know that Hufanga had a lot of injuries, right? I think he missed 17 games combined for 2023 and 24 season. That's a lot of games. And so we paid him a pretty penny, his contract. I think he's 3 years, 45 million, something around there. 20 million guaranteed.
Along those lines, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, we really need for him to earn that money and prove that like we didn't like jump the gun here and make a mistake. We know that he has a talent. We know that he's great. It was even reported that he picked off Bo, which is good. So it looks like he's healthy. It looks like, he's still like that talent is still there. He's still, making good plays, but definitely need for him to, stay on the field. And then I would say Brandon Jones, just because he had such a great year. I think for me, guys, I was very unexpected. I did not expect for him to just go off like that. But now that he's going to play on the opposite side of Hufanga, we really need to see if he can step into that role and just if he can handle all that spotlight, right? So those are the two guys. The safety core I think needs to that has the most approved and needs to really just get us across the finish line.
Yeah, I like it. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's a good point. You make some great points. For me, the most to prove, and I don't know if this will be a hot take, but it's something that I've just been thinking about to myself, and I'm gonna let my thoughts out. Bo Nix is probably one of the ones that has to most to prove on this roster, ladies and gentlemen, and here's why. He had a phenomenal year 1. But let's not make no mistake. There was a lot of criticism, a lot of critics about him being a check down quarterback. Not the fact that they didn't see him throw the deep ball, how beautiful he was. That one against the Browns, we know what Bo Nix is.
He cooked.
The talent he has. Broncos country is aware. But make no mistake that if he does, which I don't think will happen, but nothing's guaranteed. We know that being a pro, being in this game, NFL stands for not for long kind of thing, But Bo Nix has the most to prove because if he does take a step back, what's going to happen. What's the narrative going to be?
Tear him apart.
This fan base will tear
scrutiny that Sean Payton, because Bo Nix was his guy, handpicked. Doing the, taking on the NFL's biggest dead cap hit. That is going to be something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, Bo Nix, I think, is going to elevate. He has the preparation. He's already come into camp. There's been mention that he's playing a little bit faster. He's getting guys into their spots. He knows the offense, it seems like. There's a clip on YouTube, X, where he's just coaching up Sutton of where he wants him to run the route, or it looked that way anyways, from my vantage point. But I think Bo Nix is probably one of the ones that has the most to prove. Like, okay, you did it for 1 year. Let's see you do it again now that after people have film on you. Now going to you. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And then a quick question is, do you really believe that he has the most to prove, or are you just saying just like the criticism? So the criticism that he's, been getting, is it more so like,
I think it's
we need him to step up and have a better year just because we know that commentators are going to pick him apart?
I think it's because of the scrutiny that he would receive. Not so much that it's him, but the scrutiny that we know that's going to come about if it doesn't look that way, if he doesn't play up to par, or takes made the right adjustments, which we've already seen. It's going to be hot in Broncos country if that doesn't happen.
Yeah, all over.
You've seen how the media treats our team. You know what
I'm
saying?
Crazy.
The disrespect and all that. If Bo has a sophomore slump, they will pick him apart. They'll pick the team apart, and our fan base will tear a new hole in him. That's all I'm gonna say.
And I don't think any other rookie quarterbacks are treated like that, which is very weird.
Texas,
but that's neither here.
CJ Stroud. He had a sophomore slump, but they still love him.
Man, they love him, and I don't hear like your big time analysts and commentators just going in on like someone having a bad game or a bad stretch. But it's really weird, the scrutiny and the hate that Bo Nix gets. It's weird. I've never experienced.
I feel like if he doesn't fit the NFL's profile of a quarterback in a sense, to a degree, right? He doesn't have like that rocket launcher arm that they want. They love the beautiful throws, but they don't really watch Bo Nix. And he's shocked a lot of people of how athletic he is. And he did have a much stronger arm than people thought.
Yeah.
He threw the longest pass against the Bengals since 2016, something like that. It was I don't remember the exact year, but he threw the longest pass. Maybe it was 19, but
But the players around the league.
For people saying Bo had a noodle arm, I'm like, I don't know what y'all saw, but I didn't buy that at all. I'm like, okay, he ran what his coach wanted him to run and do what his coach wanted him to do, and he did it to perfection. So, what do you think Sean's going to ask of him? And what he did this year, he did exactly what Sean wanted him to do. And there are some times where Bo went off script and he should have thrown a touchdown. And Sean's like, what the hell? And Bo said, hey, I need you to calm and go sit down because it should have been a touchdown.
Right. And with no help. And he was cooking with no help last season.
Right. And
so he elevated the wide receiver room. He elevated the offense. You look where we were before, working the middle of the field, kind of thing. It's like, it's amazing. The work that Bo Nix has. He was only sacked 24 times. I brought this up on my show yesterday. Only sacked 24 times. Lamar Jackson, who's very coveted across the NFL, was only sacked 23 times. But Bo Nix, the difference is Bo Nix is a rookie.
Yeah.
Okay. We can sit here and talk.
We can talk about
Bo. We can sit here and talk forever about Bo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm blushing. Anyway. So anyway, Kinley, your next player.
My next player, I'm going to have to say Drew Sanders. And the reason why I say Drew Sanders, because that inside linebacker room is one injury away from hell. And, you have Alex Singleton coming back from the ACL. You have Greenlaw, my boy, coming back from the Achilles, and who do you have after that? What do you have after that?
Justin
Nothing. There's not much there. We're hoping that undrafted rookies make an impact. Drew Sanders to me has the most to prove. Now, granted, did they kind of give you a little setback because they moved you from inside to edge to back to inside to back to edge, and now you're definitely an inside guy now. Yes, but still, all in all, X's and O's, he has the most to prove. Can he be that third linebacker out of that group? And we're going to need him to be. So Drew has the most to prove, especially because, hey, you don't have too many years left on that contract, buddy. It's coming up, So you got to show us what you can do now, because you may get cut by the end of this year or the start of next year because you didn't show us anything. So he has the most to prove to me,
I like it. Jasmine, what about you? Go to your next selection of which group you said? There's another
the unit. It's obviously, guys, like it's obviously the running back room. That has the most to prove. this
Yeah.
upcoming season. You all know we were ranked bottom, in probably about every category last season. I feel like all eyes, honestly, guys, is going to be on the running back unit, J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. Everyone's going to be looking at them more, just because of the way that we performed last season. I know I definitely am. And we need R.J. Harvey to hit. I do think that he will, but if J.K. Dobbins, can't stay healthy and R.J. Harvey can't hit, man, they're going to be on both Peyton's behinds, like about just the selection. It's like, why can't we get this right? Like, I feel like we've been on the carousel of just like running backs, just kind of like how we have been with quarterbacks in a sense. And so they definitely just need to they need to work it out. If Sean is going to rotate the guys, we need to make sure it's the right 1-2 punch. But yeah, like I said, the Dobbins and those injuries, I'm really hoping that he can stay on the field, because if he can, I think that he's going to help elevate RJ Harvey and teach him a lot. And I do think that he can, develop into that elite back that we need him to be in the near future. But yeah, again, it's obvious that that's that unit that needs to improve the most and has the most to prove.
Dobbins can definitely teach him how to pass block.
Yeah, which is
Sure.
Yeah.
He needs
important.
that.
Yeah. I didn't even know that RJ Harvey had some pass blocking issues, so that kind of scares me a little bit. But
He wasn't asked to do it.
yeah, true. But to Fanatic's point, he does, have some receiving ability. So that
Yes.
Joker,
Yeah.
he will be like another Joker 2.0, because
Yeah,
we
he was
have
he
Ingram.
did do some quarterbacking. Make no mistake.
Oh yeah, I did read
Yeah,
about that.
that was, I
Like,
thought that was
where he's
interesting
a
when we
quarterback.
drafted him. Yeah,
Isn't he like really short too, which is kind of funny?
5'8", but
Yeah, like
yeah.
Well,
What is it? Morris Jones Drew 5'8".
I think he was
Kinley.
shorter than that.
Oh,
hmm.
and you
Well,
saw how he ran.
I gave him Maurice Jones-Drew comp because that's who he reminds me
A lot
of.
of people said Bucky Irving as well. For me, Ray Rice, kind of thing.
I love Bucky Irving. Man, I'm
I would have loved
so
him
mad we
last
didn't get
year.
him. Anyways.
Yeah, we can go off.
Seeing how Bucky was used, I could see Sean Payton doing the exact same thing. I
Yes.
mean, we should have had Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that. So let's on to the next topic. We won't.
And going back to that running back room real quick, it kind of reminds me a similarity, like and I've mentioned it, you and I in discussions. RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins tandem kind of reminds me, not one for one comparison, but like kind of like a Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara kind of, comparison, because Alvin Kamara's rookie year, he rushed for like over 700, while Ingram got the 1,000 yards, and I was looking at that and just kind of like, why not J.K. Dobbins? And I get the health, plays a role, but obviously the Broncos felt confident enough, for him to stay healthy. And with the way that Sean Payton runs things, that he has that ability. And really, J.K. Dobbins would need to average 58 yards a game or to get 1,000. There's 17 games, like I've mentioned before. Possible. We'll find out. You got your dash and your slash and power. Thunder and lightning rather. But my other next player that has the most to prove, I think, on this Broncos roster is in the secondary. And a lot of it has to deal with the injury concerns. And I got to go back to Riley Moss, being that we drafted a Jahdae Barron, and being that Jahdae is really versatile, and can he, if Riley Moss happens to struggle again with staying healthy, that raises eyebrows, and we'll find out. I always hope that's not the case, but because he surprised us all. I think a lot of folks had questions going into last season of who would be in the secondary that as the number 2 corner. He was targeted as one of the most corners, but you got cornerback Patrick Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year, who is still the best corner in the game, despite Sauce Gardner getting paid today, which y'all probably saw. Anyways, but yeah,
diabolical that the fact that he got that much money is crazy.
Yeah.
George Payton Strikes again.
Yeah,
Good
I
deal.
mean,
Good
hey,
job,
George
George.
Payton knows what he's doing,
Good
man.
job, George. We
Yeah.
love it. We love it. We love
I
it.
gotta give
Great
I gotta
GM.
give a mile high salute to the way Sean Payton when he was traded for, like a lot of people were kind of disappointed with that, you know.
I was.
Oh, for a first round pick,
Yeah, but it's like
Mhm.
I'd give a first round pick any day
I'll
for a
give
coach that
2
makes
because he is
change the
cooking.
culture. I
Now,
would give a
I
first and a
will.
second.
Yeah.
I wanted Harbaugh. I won't lie. I
I,
won't. I
I
won't
we
sit
did
here and
too,
act
but
like
like
we
I was
we
actually
didn't have
shocked
to,
that Sean Payton would be interested.
because we didn't have to give up anything. That's why I wanted Harbaugh.
That's fair, and that's
That was the
fair.
reason.
Well, why wouldn't Sean Payton want this job when you have like the richest owners like in the league, right? And I think
Yeah.
they hit it off like immediately, and just like the business aspect to them, right? Like they've done this before and they run it like a successful business. So I thought that he would want the job, but I'm glad that we got him over Harbaugh. Sorry, Kinley.
That's okay. I'm glad too.
Really,
Look, I just had to speak it because I don't want people to watch this and be like, well, your tweets weren't saying that, and
Yeah.
so I'm not. You're not about to get me. You're not about to get me.
Harbaugh is just like everyone loves him. Sean Payton, we know they paint him as the bad guy, a little bit of an a-hole, but I love it because
yeah,
he's our guy.
yeah. And the thing, real quick too, is like the ownership. I gotta commend them for the job well done. They really set the table up for us. Being in those dark times that we had, when they were trying to figure all that out. I'm glad it got figured out. They're not afraid to really spend the resources to really improve the roster, the organization. You see what they did with the field. So and then George Payton, like you mentioned, can I tip my cap to him? A lot of people he rubbed the wrong way with the trade. You're gonna make mistakes, I think, in this business, but I think it all comes back to how you rebound, right? And boy, did he do that. And I'm excited for this upcoming season, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I mean, this was a good discussion. Do you guys got anything? What was that?
Receivers.
Let's talk about the receivers.
Let's jump into that right quick.
Jump in that. Look, I could see Josh. He was like, "You were about to not."
We're gonna go through this real quick. We're not gonna spend long on it. We're not gonna spend long on it, but
let's talk about the receivers.
So to me, I feel like we keep 6 receivers. I don't know who's going to get that 6th spot, though. I will say that, you're going to have your Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, Vele.
Yep.
I just don't know who's going to get that 6th spot. I don't think Shearfield is a lock for this team. So that 6th spot is open. I feel we go 6 receivers. I mean, if we go 5, sure. But if we go 6, I just have a feeling there'll be 6 receivers. I just don't know who's going to get that 6th spot. I would love for it to be A.T. Perry, because I feel like he's still a big question mark, and the potential is there, but he's got a hill to climb. I don't really know what other receivers after that, but besides for the undrafted guys, but
a lot of folks are gonna have all eyes on the receivers. But Jazz, give me your thoughts on the receiver room.
Yeah, Kinley already just named them all. I do think that I said 5 to 6 as well. It's going to be Portland, Marvin Mims, Vele, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, but I do have Sherfield. My apologies if I mispronounced that. I think we will keep him primarily because he's a core special teamer. So I do think that he stays, but you never know.
Yeah.
Harvey wants that number he got, though.
What number is that?
5.
Oh yeah, the number. What number is he now? Like 37?
37.
Yeah, it's such a weird number.
Yeah. We'll see. It's getting closer. It's getting closer.
Oh no, I'm not feeling it. But
numbers, yeah, it's gonna change after roster cuts and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
For the receivers, and for me, it's like I know the main 3 that I think that'll really play like an extreme role within this offense. I guess it's hard because it's like number 4. There's 4 guys maybe that'll play will be like your core 4, if I may. Sutton, Troy, not Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, as your gadget guy that can be in the slot, Also, then you look at Pat Bryant, I think is going to have a major role because he's versatile. You can line him as a Z. on the boundary, you know, kind of thing. You see what he is. I mean, Sean Payton was high on him, comparing him to Mike Thomas, which is crazy, you know. And
That's
I was
crazy.
like, yes, if he's saying that, then cool, because he's the head coach. I'm not. He knows way more than me because he has the headset, not me. I'm over here on a pod with a different headset. No argument on my end. If you're watching this, Sean Payton. Anyways, and then who is the next one? Devon Bailey. Like he takes another step. So there's going to be 4 guys I think that will get more. The other ones are kind of like for injury esque, but Troy Franklin could surprise us. So that's my thoughts on this wide receiver room.
Yeah. And I kind of put like Ingram with an asterisk next to his name. I do feel like he takes some snaps away from the wide receiver. So he's obviously like, going to be on the roster. But yeah.
It's the only tight end we got.
I
mean, sorry, we got a blocking tight end.
We got
Lucas Cole.
And you know, I was going to say, guys, like our running back room is none of the names aren't sexy. Cortland Sutton is probably going to be like your most like, you know, noticeable name, if you will, like for those who are not in Broncos country. But all we need them to be is productive, right? So if Sean Payton can really find a way to get them to be productive and just squeeze all the lemon, all the juice, you know, from the lemon for all these guys, I think that will be fine. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out.
Oh, we got a comment, you guys. Michael Ronquillo comes in with the comment. Good evening, Buckem Pocket. Good evening, bro. We appreciate the love and support. Mile high salute to you, man. We love it.
Michael is so supportive.
I know Michael's such a nice guy. I know he's always engaging and interacting with all the Broncos podcasts. Gotta love your Broncos for sure. Yeah. But any other thoughts you want to get off your chest or anything off your chest, off your mind, but you know, anything off your chest?
That's it here.
That's it for me.
That's it, you guys. Thank you so much, Broncos Country. Those of you that chimed in. Also, all our viewers, please like, share, and subscribe. Please, we gladly will appreciate it. This is another fun episode that we had. Thank you, Kinley. Thank you, Jazz, for keeping it 100. You know how we do here. Kinley, do you want to let us out?
Yep. All right, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. We love it. We appreciate it. Next week, we'll be reacting to camp. Next week, camp starts. So, you know, look out for that episode next week, 6:30 Mountain Time. And we can't wait to see y'all there. And remember, if it ain't about the Broncos,
Buckem.